In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears made one of the worst decisions in the history of their franchise when they passed on a generational talent in Patrick Mahomes, and instead, they drafted Mitch Trubisky second overall. And while the two quarterbacks entered the league in completely different situations, this was still a massive miscalculation.
Well, I suppose it's not the first time someone's made a miscalculation.
Welcome back to the Bills Bunker. I'm Jake Varco, and today we're going to be talking about a quarterback that recently signed with the Buffalo Bills as the backup to Josh Allen. Mitch Trubisky signed a 2-year contract with the Bills earlier this week, and we're going to look at how he was drafted second overall by the Chicago Bears ahead of Patrick Mahomes in the 2017 NFL Draft. It's a tough look, and this is nothing against Trubisky. It's just interesting to look back on draft history, what happened in past year's drafts, especially with the NFL Draft just over a month away. There's going to be more content just like this, so stay tuned for that, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button. Now, when you look at the career of Mitch Trubisky, he's certainly failed to live up to the expectations of a number 2 overall pick, but realistically, he probably shouldn't have been drafted that high in the first place. He entered a disastrous situation in Chicago, joining a Bears team that has struggled to find their franchise quarterback for years now. Like, seriously, who's the last half-decent quarterback that you can remember in Chicago? Is it Jay Cutler? Because that's a joke. They've struggled to find a franchise quarterback for years now, and they missed out on the opportunity to take Patrick Mahomes back in 2017. And yeah, he's gone on to win 3 Super Bowls in his first 6 NFL seasons. I mean, obviously the situations for these two quarterbacks were very different. I mean, Patrick Mahomes entered the league in a great situation. He was being coached by Andy Reid, one of the greatest head coaches the game has ever seen. He got to sit behind veteran quarterback Alex Smith, and then when he was ready, he was surrounded by weapons like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. And obviously the situation that Trubisky entered in Chicago was a toxic setup for failure. But that's not really an excuse anymore, because we've seen Trubisky get run out of Chicago. We've seen him serve as a backup in Buffalo to rejuvenate his career and get another opportunity as a starter, just to go to Pittsburgh, where we've seen him be replaced by the likes of Kenny Pickett and even Mason Rudolph. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, Mahomes has been the definition of greatness. Like it or not, he's been at the forefront of a dynasty, winning 3 Super Bowls in his first 6 seasons, and he's never been eliminated before the AFC Championship game. Actually think about how insane that stat is. For one player, a quarterback, to enter the league and never miss the playoffs in the first place, but never fall short of an AFC Championship game. Meanwhile, you have all these teams that are scratching and clawing just to get into the playoffs. It's crazy what Mahomes is doing in Kansas City right now. It's honestly not even fair to compare the two, because we've seen such greatness from Mahomes, and we've seen countless examples of why Mitch Trubisky isn't even a starting quarterback in the National Football League anymore. And just so I'm perfectly clear, this is not a Mitch Trubisky hate video. I hope he finds success as the backup to Josh Allen in Buffalo. And I like the signing that the Bills made when they went out and got a former first-round pick as the backup, but it's clear that Chicago messed this up. Really, this video is just a testament to how much the Chicago Bears messed up that second overall selection when they missed out on greatness with Patrick Mahomes. Heck, you could throw Christian McCaffrey and you can throw Deshaun Watson in the mix, because those are both better options than Trubisky at second overall as well. Listen, Trubisky's not actually that bad. He gets a bad rap from people. He has a winning record as a starting quarterback in the National Football League, but it's obvious that he's not on Mahomes' level. He's not on the level of a true starter in the National Football League. Trubisky can be a serviceable backup in the National Football League, and he can come in and win some games, kind of like a relief pitcher out of the bullpen. But honestly, those are his limitations, and the Chicago Bears, they should have known that. And obviously you can ask the question, would Mahomes have worked out in Chicago? Maybe, maybe not. That's a question we'll never know the answer to, but I mean, I'm sure it would have been a heck of a lot better than what we saw from Trubisky in Chicago, just because the talent level, there's tiers of this and there's levels of this, and Mahomes is just on a different level than Trubisky. That's a tough look for Chicago. It's a really interesting question to ask, but honestly, we'll never know the answer to that question. It's just interesting looking back on past drafts and some of the failures, some of the mistakes that were made by front offices. And if you're the Chicago Bears, you better hope that you don't mess up this year. If the Chicago Bears mess this up this year, I mean, this is what the city of Chicago is going to look like. The Bears can honestly ill afford to make another critical mistake with one of these top picks early in the draft, in a draft that's loaded with quarterback talent. They have Justin Fields right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But when you look back at what happened with the 2017 NFL draft, taking Trubisky over Mahomes, that's tough. I hope you enjoyed this video, trying something a little different as the NFL draft approaches. There's going to be other content just like this, and I've got a video that you guys are all going to love coming out soon. It's about Josh Allen and the 2018 NFL draft, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button, and if you like this video, I know you do, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching the Bills Bunker. Stay tuned for more content coming your way. I'm Jake Varco. Go Bills.